Exhilarating sports talk coming up next on The Doug Stewart Show in about 2 minutes. Stay tuned. We're about to have some fun. That's right. Sports talk, guy talk, right here on The Doug Stewart Show. Show coming up in about a minute and a half. Hold on. You have entered a no puppet zone. That's right, no puppetry around here. The Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 1 minute. The realest, treeless, most unfiltered sports and guy talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 30 seconds. Yes!
Play this record as frequently as possible.
The Doug Stewart Show
is the best in the world as far as I'm concerned.
This is sports talk for the people. The Doug Stewart Show. It's like the tail wagging the dog. They create the narrative. Don't believe it. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Or are you not entertained? This is sports talk with hot sauce. Texas Pete hot sauce. The Doug Stewart Show. Yeah! Yeah. Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. Shut up, studio audience. I don't want to hear from y'all today. Y'all come up in here already booing, man. Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. All right, bring the music back again, damn it. Please excuse me if I feel kind of crabby today. I didn't win that $1 billion last night. I lost my damn voice. Partying with the Reds. Didn't win my $1 billion. Studio audience got an attitude this morning. Shut up! Shut up! I thought we were going to win too. Don't blame me. It was quick picks. Shut up with the damn music! Shut up with the music! They were quick picks. I thought we were going to win too. Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. And I guess this isn't proper, to have new listeners listen to me be mad and rail the fact that I didn't win. Well, we didn't win. I keep saying I, but we didn't win $1.4 billion. That's the ishy attitude I'm in this morning. I thought sure we were going to win that money. And we didn't. We got a couple of numbers. We hit the Powerball a couple of times, but the other 5 damn numbers weren't right. Shut up, studio audience! Shut up! I'm not in the mood this morning. But I guess one thing, and I see a lot of people posted already in the chat room, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. At least y'all still got the show. At least y'all still got the show. We didn't win that money. I haven't even taken the tickets back to even run them through the little machine to see if we got any matching numbers or whatever. But we didn't win the damn money. And, so we had to come back and we had to do sports talk radio shows today. We had to go and sell more insurance today. We had to go and flip more hamburgers today. We had to do all of that today. And I didn't think this would be the case. I just got to be honest to you. Loose neck side, back to a life of crime for me. Right! Back to a life of crime for loose neck side. Back to a life of crime for a lot of y'all. Back to digging ditches, back to talking on the radio, back to roofing houses, back to plumbing, back to cutting lawns, back to all of that today. And I thought it would be so different. Studio audience, I'm not in the mood. But the one positive thing is, because I didn't win $1.4 billion, or we didn't win $1.4 billion, you still have the Doug Stewart Show. Hey, man, look at it positively. Glass half full as opposed to glass half empty. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining me, boy, on the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Throwback Thursday. We got a packed show for you today, man. We're going to have a lot of fun, man, and try to get over our misery from last night. You see the title of today's show. Today we return our caddies to the dealership. I bought so many things last night on credit, man, I can't even start to tell you. I bought a caddy. I put down a down payment on a new house. I didn't even have it. I put down a down payment on a new house. So we're going to get over all of that, man, and talk about these sports. And we got a couple of interesting interviews coming up today on the show. In about 25 minutes, we're going to talk to my man D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta Journal-Constitution right here in ATL. And he's got some interesting thoughts about the Falcons and the team going forward, the personnel. So who better to talk to than my man D. Orlando Ledbetter today? So that's coming up, a little Falcon talk. We're also going to talk to, today is a Throwback Thursday. So we got a little throwback slant to this next interview. We're going to talk to author Rashad Mitchell, and he's got a new book coming out, The Top 50 Underrated Running Backs of All Time. So we'll have a little conversation about that. Very interested to hear his thoughts. This guy has written over 50 books. This guy's written over 50 books. He's actually from Jersey, big sports fan, big football fan, big hip-hop fan. So actually the plan is to have him on a couple more times this year and talk about some of his other books. That's something new we'll do on the show. And then also today, while I'm telling you, immediately following my show, we have an episode of The Grizz. That's right, sports talk with a little Cali flavor for you. My man, The Grizz, Rashad Grismore, coming on at 12 p.m. Eastern Time today on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to log out. Just tune in, stay tuned, and check out The Grizz, man. Real good stuff. Shouts out to my man, Kesey, with the Kicking It with Kesey show on yesterday. He was on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network with his show. Good stuff. And we'll conduct business as we normally do daily around here on the Doug Stewart Show. Some NFL stories out there, some moves coaching-wise in the NFL, some suspected moves and hirings in the NFL as well. Top 5 point guards and shooting guards of all times. I'm sure if you follow the puppetfactory.com, that's ESPN for new listeners, they've been talking about the top 5 and doing these lists of top 5 point guards and shooting guards in the NBA of all times. The NFL is almost over, so they're starting to get all crunked up into the NBA. So I'll give you my thoughts on that, man. Speaking of lists, with my man Rashad Mitchell, we're going to have a show with a bunch of list conversations today, and the point guards and the shooting guards and the underrated running backs of all time right here on the Doug Stewart Show. If you're new to the show, thank you for joining me. This is how we do it around here Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We have fun. We talk sports, but we do entertainment talk, guy talk. We do top 5. We talk about birthdays. We have a little bit of fun with that. We pay tributes. We pay homage to great athletes and entertainers. That's what we do around here on the realest, the treeless, the most unfiltered sports and guy talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. If you're new, a couple things you need to do. You need to download my app, The Doug Stewart Show app from iTunes, from your app store, on whatever phone or device that you have, smartphone that you have. Download the app and go to The Doug Stewart Show on Spreaker, on Spreaker.com. Follow the show. Hit the little follow button so whenever the show goes live or whenever another show goes live on the network, you will get an alert. That's a big thing, so make sure you do that. And then the biggest thing, man, and I'm looking at it right now in this chat room, is you need to click on the chat bubble, the chat room bubble, and join in the best chat room in America. I call it the fantasy island of sports and guy chat, and its inhabitants are the Stewies. Good morning, Stewies. Yeah, let's get over it. Let's get over it. Appreciate the love yesterday, man. I kind of like on a whim just introduced the whole thing where we do an office pool / show pool and pool our money together and go buy lottery tickets, man. From 2 hours of promotion, and I didn't even promote on my social networks. And next time I'm probably going to do it on my social networks as well so we can really get those numbers up. So in 2 hours, we had 63 listeners send that $4. So we were in it to win it. So we actually had 63 listeners to send their money. We actually had one other guy that actually sent his money through MoneyGram or something like that, which that's against the rules. But for this particular guy, I let him do it. He's a good friend of the show. So we had that, and then I put in my $4. And so we actually had 65 people. So that's the tickets were $2 a piece. So we were actually able to buy 130 tickets, man. And NAM ticket had NAM winning numbers. Why y'all applauding? But that's okay. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay. It's not that bad. They actually sent $4 a piece, and because of the difference and the fact that PayPal actually took out 52 cents, I actually had to come out of my pocket about $50. But that's okay. That's okay. And it ain't out of my pocket. I guess it's out of Stewart Media and Entertainment's pocket. So we had to kind of make, kind of bridge the gap of the difference in the money. I didn't realize we were going to have that many people to want to join our little pool. And so it's all good. We'll do it again another time, man. Maybe we don't even have to wait till it gets to $1 billion or whatever, man. $4 investment to win $1 billion isn't a bad proposition at all. So it's all good. And next time, we'll get him next time, Slugger. Yeah. All right, man. When we get back from the break, let's talk a little bit about some of these moves made in the NFL and some suspected moves in the NFL. We'll do that. We'll jump into some of your chat and, continue with this thing called life. I thought today would be so different. I thought I would be on somebody's beach right now, purchasing more real estate, more beach rental property. But that's not the case. Back to life. Back to life. Back to reality. I haven't sung for y'all in the new year. Y'all want me to sing for y'all? Okay. Maybe not today, but if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, I sing as well. Not only do we talk sports and guy talk and have fun, every once in a while I'll sing. I even rap. I do all of that stuff, man. I mean, the Stewies love it. Ask them. Just ask them in the chat room. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. The Doug Stewart Show is brought to you by ID Life. What is ID Life? ID Life is individualized nutrition. ID Life is an industry game changer. That's right. If you want to get more information about ID Life, the health and wellness company and its great products, go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. Once again, that's the Doug. All right, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. I think we had a little audio issue just now, but I think everything is worked out and okay. But I was talking about the chat room. Yeah, we got the best chat room in America, but you can also call the show at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. So we take phone calls, we read emails, and we do a lot of chat. I read a lot of chat on the show, or I try to read a lot of chat on the show, because I really do appreciate the interactiveness of the listeners to the Doug Stewart Show. All right, a couple of news and notes in the world of the NFL. I'm sure you've heard, but Hugh Jackson has become the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations to that brother. He gets another opportunity, man. He gets another opportunity. Remember, he had a stint as the head coach of the Oakland Raiders for 1 year. They actually went 8-8. I thought he did a reasonably good job based on what he had there. Carson Palmer and the injury that he sustained the year Hugh Jackson was there. Hugh Jackson, long-time NFL coach, is getting a second opportunity. Now, the problem is he's getting the opportunity with the freaking Cleveland Browns. Yeah, I don't know about how that's going to work, but he gets a head coaching job, and there are only 32 of those in the world, so you can't be mad at him. And actually, you should say congratulations to Hugh Jackson, man. Done great things as an offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach for many, many years in the NFL. He gets another opportunity, and so I'm happy about that. And they're already talking about the big, I guess, conversation surrounding Hugh Jackson is the whole Johnny Manziel story. Will Johnny Manziel stay with the Cleveland Browns? And these sources have come out and said that that's not going to happen. That in the conversations with Hugh and the team and the management about what he would like to see and about, his role with the organization and the players and some general conversation about the players is Hugh basically says that he doesn't want anything to do with Johnny Manziel. Now, that's just sources, and I heard a couple of interviews with Hugh Jackson. And he says that, when they ask that question, his response basically is he has to evaluate everybody. He has to go in and look at tape and talk to people and talk to the actual player. It's a wrap. They're not going to keep Johnny Manziel. The organization is done with Johnny Manziel, in my opinion. So he goes in there, man. They're going to have to find a quarterback. You talk about an uphill battle. This is a huge hill. I mean, not a regular little hill. This is a big-ass hill that Hugh Jackson is going to have to climb with the Cleveland Browns. But we will see, and I wish him luck. Once again, I said it yesterday, man. I always root for the black quarterback in the NFL, and I always root for the black coach in the NFL, for black coaches in the NFL. Because until things are equal, I think that that's warranted. I mean, it's as simple as that. And, the hiring practices, the Rooney Rule, the fact that there's not a lot of guys in the pipeline, black coaches in the pipeline that are set or in position to become NFL head coaches, man. And then when you look at the numbers of the black players in the league, it's crazy. It's crazy that there's not more diversity as far as the head coaching position in the NFL. And in the quarterback position, but that's changing a lot. The quarterback in particular is changing a lot with these guys. These young guys are doing Russell Wilson and Cam Newton and those guys like that. Even Colin Kaepernick and RG3. That position is really becoming wide open, especially the style of play in college football. That's the direction it's going. So that's changing. It's taking long enough. But the NFL head coach, man, is a different story. So good luck to Hugh Jackson, man. Also, the New York Giants are close to hiring Ben McAdoo as their head coach to replace Tom Coughlin. McAdoo has basically been working as the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants. In the last couple of years, Peyton Manning, or Eli Manning, has had a lot of success. 65 touchdowns, 28 interceptions, and completed 62.8% of his passes the past 2 years as McAdoo has been the coach, the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I really don't know a lot about him, to be honest with you. But once again, the numbers that you have to go off of is the fact that that Peyton or Eli has done very, very well over the last couple of years. So we'll keep our eyes on that. And one last news and note from the NFL, and as far as coaching hires, word on the street is that the Philadelphia Eagles have stepped up conversations with Tom freaking Coughlin. Now, explain this one to me. And I meant to talk about this on Monday or whenever it was when the story first came out. What's the day? Thursday. I think the story first came out like on Tuesday. But you're going to hire a 69-year-old Tom Coughlin? I mean, I know there's some Eagles fans that listen to the show. I know there's some people that live in Philadelphia that listen to the show. If you can chime in the chat room, whatever your relationship is with the organization, fan or just a resident of the city of Philadelphia, man. I mean, a 69-year-old guy, you're going to give, and we always talk about how the NFL is so relationship-driven, and the fact that these coaches have been around for 20, 30, 40 years, man, and this is a great example of it. There's a million coordinators and a million position coaches out there and a million bright guys out there that you should look at or give an opportunity to, or you would think that they should have an opportunity. But the Philadelphia Eagles are thinking about really considering talking to 69-year-old Tom Coughlin. Now, not that Tom Coughlin hadn't been a good coach and a very good coach, a great coach really, to be honest with you, and winning 2 Super Bowls with the Giants, but the man is 69 years old. How much longer do you think that he can coach? How much longer do you think he can give you his best? I mean, I think age and physical ability would come into play when you're talking about a 69-year-old guy and what he has to do in the day in and day outs of being an NFL head coach. That's a lot. You know, you're not getting Tom Coughlin 20 years ago taking over the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're getting 69-year-old Tom Coughlin on a down slope, you know, over the hill type. I don't know. I mean, and listen, stability. You know, he's a football guy, you know, and maybe that's what the Philadelphia Eagles need now after the whole debacle with Chip Kelly. But just find that very, very strange that you would seriously consider Tom Coughlin as your head coach. What are your thoughts on that? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedugstewartshow.com, and I'm sure you saw the story. But Lawrence Phillips, man, former running back for the St. Louis Rams, former Nebraska first-round draft pick coming out of Nebraska, man, was found dead yesterday in his cell at the age of 40. And he's gone home to glory. And they're saying it's a suicide, man. You talk about a troubled soul, and you know the story, was in a group home, grew up in a group home, you know, and had real tough times growing up, man, from California, and was in jail for assaulting his girlfriend, choked her out like twice, and now they're saying the guy killed himself, man. Tragic story, man. Rest in peace to that dude, Lawrence Phillips. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedugstewartshow.com. When we get back from the break, let's talk a little bit of Atlanta Falcons football with our guy D. Orlando Ledbetter. We also got to get to some birthdays, but I want to get into this Falcons talk, man. He does a blog for the team, and some interesting things have been thrown out there, and conversations about Vic Beasley, and a possible backup quarterback for Matt Ryan here in Atlanta. We'll talk about that when we get back from the break with my man D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons. Don't go away. This is The Doug Stewart Show. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, brought to you by ID Life. What is ID Life? ID Life is the future of health and wellness. It's the Netflix of nutrition. If you want to get more information about ID Life, go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. And joining me right now on the line is my man D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons on the Doug Stewart Show. D-Led, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great, Doug. Thanks for having me this morning.
No problem, no problem. I wanted to have you on kind of like as a season recap for the Atlanta Falcons. One thing that really caught my attention, man, and we're going to talk about, the team this year and going forward a little bit, but the thing that kind of caught my attention from the blog that you post in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is you kind of threw out there the case for RG3 to come in here as a backup quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, and it kind of got a lot of conversation from what I saw. So we're going to start to hear that type of talk about, RG3 and where he's going to end up. What are your thoughts on it and your personal opinions about RG3 as a backup quarterback to Matt Ryan here in Atlanta? I mean, we can't go forward, with Sean Renfree, and I do think we might be at that point where we need to start to look for a successor to Matt Ryan.
Yeah, a lot has to happen for that to go down. He'd have to not have any other opportunities to be a starter elsewhere, and he might have those. There was a natural connection. He started his career in Washington with Cal Shanahan, the Falcons coordinator. He knows this offense. He can handle the movement part of it, which, Matt struggled with, but he can't handle the reading the defense part of it. So, that would make him a backup at this point. But, somebody's got to get with him and teach him how to play the quarterback position on the NFL level, make the reads and so forth so he can get his career back on track.
Do you think that he's going to have opportunities to be a starter possibly? I didn't think so. I think that he's a backup at this point right now. I don't think it's the same RG3. I think he was going to get opportunities, but I don't think it's the same RG3 we saw coming out of Baylor winning the Heisman and also his rookie year in the NFL. I just think that guy mentally and physically is not there anymore.
Yeah, you have to put him back together, but you got to remember, Doug, look, we had Ryan Lindley starting a playoff game last year.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry's getting ready to start one this weekend. Brock Osweiler has been, playing a lot. There's not a great pool of quarterbacks out there. There are 10 teams that, Houston probably would kill to take RG3 right now. That's all they're missing is a quarterback. So if you don't have a quarterback, you need to develop one and work with them and coach them up and get them ready to play like the Redskins did Kirk Cousins.
Talking to D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Julio Jones is honored. Talk about Julio Jones and the year that he's had and these accolades that he's receiving right now.
Well, Julio had one of the most productive years in the history, 1,871 yards receiving. Kind of bittersweet, though, because they don't use him in the red zone. He's only had 8 touchdowns this last season, 6 the season before. So, I mean, there are a lot of yards there and a lot of catches and spectacular plays. But, you got to figure out how to get Julio in the end zone. And they haven't been able to do that.
Now, we knew about this injury. Let's talk a little bit about the first-round draft pick, Vic Beasley. I guess underwhelming might be the word for him this year. And probably maybe Falcons fans expected a lot more out of him. The fact that he was such a beastly-type player at Clemson, and we did take him in the first round, led the team in sacks. But from what I understand, man, talk about that shoulder injury that he suffered this year. It might be more serious than we thought, huh?
Yeah, no question about it. He's looking at getting off-season surgery here. He basically was out there with one arm, couldn't lift that thing over his head, and was trying to punch and counter, move guys, and just didn't have a very good season. He still was quasi-productive, 4.5 sacks, 29 plays on the quarterback. So, that's something to build on. I think they were expecting a little bit more, but when guys go from college to the NFL, you're playing against real men every Sunday, and he has to adjust to that. And I think that's why you see the pass rushers don't really take off year 2 or year 3. And, J.J. Watt didn't take off right away. A lot of Justin Houston didn't take off right away, and neither did Vic Beasley.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And I was going to ask you, you've been in the around the league and in the business for a long, long time, and focusing and reporting on the NFL. Talk about that year 1 to year 2, in particular for a pass rushing defensive end like Vic Beasley.
Well, yeah, the power's gonna be one thing. He's gonna have a year to get stronger, stay in the weight program, and build up his stamina that way. The knowledge part of studying film and knowing what tackles are trying to do to you, where they try to set you up to go outside and then power you down, the different twists and stunts he has to work with his teammates, those become better. The whole part about being a pro and studying the flow of the season and studying the flow of the week should automatically make you better. And he should definitely benefit from some of those things moving forward.
Talking to D. Orlando Ledbetter, Atlanta Falcons beat writer on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Talk a little bit about the award that Falcons running back Devontae Freeman is up for.
Yeah, he's up for the Vizio Award there for the player who had the biggest impact, kind of a surprise impact guy. And, he certainly was that. He wasn't the starter going into the season. Ends up over 1,600 yards and 13, 14 touchdowns there. I don't know where the Falcons would have been without Devontae Freeman last season. And this is a chance for the fans to go out on the website there and vote for Devontae and help him win that award.
You know what? It kind of felt like, based on history and where guys are drafted, it kind of felt like that the Falcons drafted Tevin Coleman, in the 3rd round, and he was going to be the guy. Devontae had been injured over the last couple of years, had like some nagging hamstring leg issues. But, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Going into next season, Devontae Freeman is your starting running back, right?
Oh, yeah, no question about it. They certainly wanted Coleman to get that spot he wanted, but both of them were kind of hurt there. But it's a committee moving forward, but Devontae's head of that committee.
Talk a little bit about the unrestricted free agents, restricted free agents as well going forward. Which one of these guys do you think the Falcons are going to keep, and who do you think that they're probably going to part ways with?
Yeah, I think, they don't really have any major ones. O'Brien Schofield's one. That's interesting. I think they need him back. Adrian Claiborne certainly helped them. He certainly was an upgrade for him. So I think those two are definite. And then some of the guys you like Philip Wheeler from Georgia Tech. He's a veteran who helped your linebackers out, and Charles Godfrey, a veteran who was solid back there at safety. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but those are 4 guys you want back. Troy Thierman has been here for a while. doesn't really do much. He hustles, he plays hard. He's one of those guys. So, if you could upgrade at that position, you do it. But I know Keith Armstrong likes him as a special teams core guy too. So, he could be back in that role. But, those are some of the key free agent decisions that the Falcons have to make here moving forward.
Finishing up with D. Orlando Ledbetter right now on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. I want to take it back to the beginning of the conversation and talk a little bit about Matt Ryan. Clearly, attached also with last year, his two worst seasons in the NFL that I can remember. And I've said it before, I don't think Matt's the greatest quarterback out there, but I do think he's very solid, average, maybe a little bit above average throughout his career. But the last 2 years, man, have just been incredibly bad. I can't see him being this bad and making the bad decisions that he made this year again next year. Am I right about that, D-Led, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think so, Doug. We saw Matt Ryan really be an accurate quarterback and thrive on his accuracy for 5 years. But the truth of the matter is, after he signed the contract, he's 18-30, and that's not going to cut it. Whether it's his fault or the not having offensive line fault, but certainly he'll be in a new offense for the second year in a row, and we certainly expect him to try to revive his career and get back to the 30 touchdowns and 10 or 12 interceptions as opposed to 21 and 16 or 17, whatever it ended up being this year.
For the most part, man, you're a fact-based reporter. You're the beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons, so you talk about what you see and the relationships that you have with the team and the personal relationships you have with the players. But, I mean, in your opinion, the best you can, how surprised are you that the Falcons are bringing back all of upper management, in particular Thomas Dimitroff?
Well, I was quite surprised, and but it made sense when they explained it to us that, but just based on his drafting record, but we don't know how many of those players the old coaches wanted or however they want to spin that now. But the fact remains they weren't able to rebuild the line. They've drafted 21 offensive and defensive linemen who, most are out of the league. None have made the Pro Bowl. He signed Ray Edwards, Dante Robinson. Performing like that on most places, most jobs are not going to cut it and you're going to be unemployed. But, it's about relationships. Quinn came here because of Dimitroff, and they built a relationship and a partnership and felt they made enough progress in this 11 months to continue on. So, you could see that from the owner standpoint. But the record is what it is, and that's not going to change. You just hope moving forward that he can get hot again. And, Matt Ryan was a good pick. Michael Turner was a good free agent signing. Gonzalez was a good trade. So you just kind of hope he's like a basketball shooter and can get hot again and make some good moves. At least the fans probably hope that so they can get back on track here.
One of the best in the business, D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons. Thank you, D-Led.
Thank you, Doug. Thanks for having me.
All right, when we get back from the break, man, we're going to flip it a little bit, talk a little basketball. We'll talk about these birthdays. Any conversation about our conversation, any conversation about my conversation with D. Orlando Ledbetter, we can do that up next, too, as well. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
We believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Let's face it, the metro Atlanta area is a great place to live, but like most major cities, it has a huge crime problem. Doug Stewart here to tell you about the team of security experts at Strickland Security and Safety Solutions. Strickland Security is an Atlanta-based security company, and whether you need an alarm system installed in your home or business or your current alarm system needs to be repaired, Strickland Security is the solution. Do you need to install or repair an existing camera system in your home or business? Again, Strickland Security is the solution. The management team at Strickland Security has a combined 55 years in the business of protecting people and property. They have certified and licensed technicians that can service all of your security needs. So, if you have crime issues or concerns in your neighborhood, you need to call the experts at Strickland Security. Invite these guys to your next neighborhood watch or homeowners association meeting and let them tell you about all of their security services. One more thing. Go to their website to see their new mobile solutions. They developed a smartphone app specifically for neighborhood crime and safety notifications. For more information, go to their website at stricklandsecurity.com or give them a call at 800-422-9075 and tell them that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And let's do some birthdays here, man. I love doing birthdays. Celebrating a birthday today is Grant Gustin. You know who Grant Gustin is? You probably don't know who the hell Grant Gustin is. Some of you may. But Grant Gustin is the guy that plays the Flash in the TV show The Flash, which I just started watching on Netflix a couple of weeks ago. Pretty good show. I like it. You know, I like the comic book hero movie TV show thing anyway. So I actually thought it was cheesy looking when I first saw the commercials when the show first premiered or came out. And so I slept on it a little bit, man, but I, sitting around not doing nothing and kept seeing these advertisements for it on Netflix, and I started watching it. Pretty damn good show. If you saw Smallwood back in the day, where they kind of chronicled Superman, Clark Kent, or young Clark Kent, this is kind of gives you that same feel. Obviously, much different story, but
The Flash, pretty good if you're trying to find something to watch on Netflix. And so the main guy that plays the Flash, Grant Gustin, turns 26 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Also celebrating a birthday today is Uncle L. LL Cool J turns 48 years old today. One of the greatest to ever do it, man. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And I know cats don't want to give him credit. We've had this conversation before. Nobody want to give LL no love. You know, LL is whack, this, that, and the other. But let me tell you something, man. Battle rapper, LL is one of the best to ever do it. I mean, longevity, rhymes. I mean, good stuff. Pay homage, man, to the legends, okay? And one of the legends is the great LL Cool J. Speaking of a legend, another legend's birthday is today as well. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Celebrating his 51st birthday today is this guy. The great Slick Rick turns 51 years old today. Uncle Ricky. Uncle Ricky, F-E-L-L, Uncle LL. Shouts out to the great Slick Rick, 51 years old today. And you talk about another legend in the game. Maybe not top 5, but one of the best to ever do it, man. Happy birthday to both those guys. Also celebrating a birthday today is Carl Weathers. Apollo Creed, 68 years old today. Can you imagine the steroids Carl Weathers and Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone were doing back when they did those Rocky movies? If you go back and look at them cats, man, like, I don't know what type of creatine, what type of HGH Rocky and Apollo Creed were on. And maybe it was some type of CGI, new age CGI type stuff. But them dudes were ripped to shreds. Go back and look at some of the pictures of Carl Weathers and Sylvester Stallone back during the heyday of the Rocky movies when the first couple of movies came out, man. Those dudes were ripped to shreds. Carl Weathers actually played in the NFL as well. 68 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Hakeem Nicks, wide receiver, turns 28 years old today. And last one, Aaron Brooks, 31 years old today, NBA player. Happy birthday to all of those folks. If you got a birthday, man, celebrating a birthday, somebody in your family celebrating a birthday, shoot me an email at dougthedougstewartshow.com, and we'll give them a birthday shout-out. All right? All right? From Run CNC, he says Carl Weathers was on them steroids in the movie Predator. Yeah, I can't remember. Okay, I remember Predator, but I don't exactly remember. And I'm reading some of the chat from out of the chat room on Spreaker.com. I can't remember exactly, a scene where he took his shirt off or whatever. But if you go back, a lot of the promotional posters and promotional poster, the campaign that they had for those Rocky movies, like those cats took still pictures. And when I tell you, like every little, minute muscle in them cats' bodies were rippling out, man. And this is like 1980. So it's not like it is today, man, with technology and health and wellness. Shouts out to ID Life, or what it is. And they've, grown to the depths of and the levels that they have over the last couple of years. This is 2015. You're talking about 1980. Cats didn't look like that in 1980 unless they were competing for the Mr. Olympia contest. That's the only time you saw that. But for these actors, and yeah, I'm sure they did work out. I'm sure they did, take care of their body and they ate right and all of that stuff. But cats didn't look like that in the movies in 1980. No way. No way. Yeah. From RC, says happy born day to two of my favorites, LL and Slick Rick. From Jesse in his truck, Action Jackson. Yes, sir. That was a great movie. I don't understand why. No, I do know why. Because we don't support our damn movies the way we should. I don't care who in it. Unless it sucks, unless I know it sucks. I always go and support black films. I do. My wife just said to me the other day, are you going to go see Ride Along 2?
I was like, you damn right. She was like, ugh. Right. My wife is not a fan of Kevin Hart. She is not a fan of Ice Cube. I think Ice Cube got a little bit of that Snoop Dogg thing. I think my wife just against West Coast rappers. But she is not a fan of Ice Cube, not a fan of Kevin Hart. She thinks Kevin Hart is absolutely horrible. So, like, when she asked me the question, I knew where she was going. And she knows how I feel about that type of thing. Like, I always go and support black films, just like I support black quarterbacks. I support black head coaches. I mean, it's what I do, you know. And when I said, you damn right I'm going, she looked at me with such disgust. Like, how dare you spend a little bit of money we got from your 401k and your savings, your life savings that we need to eat since your ass been out of work. Like, she had that look on her face like, I hate you. I hate you that you're going to go and watch an Ice Cube and Kevin Hart movie. As a matter of fact, not even an Ice Cube and Kevin Hart movie. It is that. But the second edition, it just really just infuriated her to no degree, man, to the nth degree. From Kim Jane, Slick Rick, I'm getting old. Yeah, Slick Rick is 51 years old. Slick Rick is in his 50s. I mean, I'm pushing on 50. I am. I mean, no doubt about it. I am. I never thought I'd see it. From Loose Neck Laces Outside, Cowboys struggle to get in the playoffs due to inconsistent coaching and lack of defense. Romo always puts them in position to make the playoffs. I kind of softened a little bit on my stance on Tony Romo, especially seeing how bad the team was this year without him. And maybe a lot of that has to do with the fact that they didn't have DeMarco Murray. A lot of people will point to that. But, I mean, Tony Romo, you can make the argument that Tony Romo is one of the most valuable players in the league. It should have been considered for the most valuable player trophy, an award. Because when he played, they won. I think they were undefeated when he played this year, and all the games that he played, they lost. Something to that degree. So, yeah, I mean, Tony Romo used to be the guy that you could count on to throw just a horrible, horrible pick at a horrible, horrible time. But not having Tony Romo was a worse proposition, I guess. I mean, to be honest with you. All right, when we get back from the break, man, it'll be hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. We'll read more of your chat, but I also want to talk about these little lists that the Puppet Factory is doing about top 5 point guards, top 5 shooting guards, or actually I think they did top 10. But I'm going to talk about the top 5, all right? Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Texas Beat Hot Sauce. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music. watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. Welcome back. Throwback Thursday. In about 15 minutes, we're going to talk to author Rashad Mitchell, talking about his new book, The Top 50 Underrated Running Backs of All Times. Also today, man, immediately following my show at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we got an episode of The Grizz, sports talk with that Cali flavor, so don't go away. Hey, man, MVP Sports, LasVegas.com, the number one sports handicapping service in Las Vegas. Call or text Chris Barr at 702-239-4670. Once again, the phone number to my man Chris Barr is 702-239-4670. Or you can check him out on Facebook at facebook.com/MVP Sports Las Vegas, or on Twitter at MVP Sports 702. You can even call or text my man Chris Barr. And if you mention Doug Stewart, you get a free 7-day trial service. Okay, once again, MVP Sports, LasVegas.com. Once again, MVP Sports, LasVegas.com. And make sure and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All right? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. So ESPN's been doing this thing. They've been ranking, the best at shooting guards and point guards. That's what they've done so far. They created the all-time NBA rank. They put together a ballot with 150 greatest players. Then their panel voted on thousands of head-to-head matchups with voting based on both peak performance and career value. Then that's how they came up with their top 100. The top 100 will begin next week. So here's what they had, and I meant to talk about this yesterday, but so much stuff from the previous day that we didn't get a chance to get to it. And this is kind of like a fun thing that we do in Sports Talk is we put together these lists. I do top 5 lists all the time if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show. But their top 10, and I'll give you the top 10, they're point guards. In NBA history. Number 10, they had Bob Cousy, point guard for the Boston Celtics. Number 9, Walt Frazier, New York Knicks legend. Obviously, I didn't see either one of those guys play, but everybody just talks wonderfully about both of those guys. And number 8, they got Jason Kidd. Okay? Number 7, Steve Nash. Right there's the first problem. Y'all know I feel some type of way about Steve Nash. Steve Nash, would you rather have Steve Nash or Jason Kidd? And I guess you have to put numbers into it as well, accomplishments. Jason Kidd did make it to an NBA Finals with the New Jersey Nets. Steve Nash never made it to an NBA Finals. So Steve Nash comes in at number 7
Fantastic player, both of these guys. I don't know. I might take Jason Kidd over Steve Nash. Let's keep on with the list, though. Number 6, Chris Paul. It's pretty damn high for Chris Paul, thinking of all the NBA point guards that have played basketball. Now, Chris Paul is like that. This is really, really tough for me to really talk about and try to quantify and put these cats in order. Here's the real issue that everybody's been talking about. Coming in at number 5, they got Isaiah Thomas, and at number 4, they got Steph Curry. Yeah, you just heard me. They got Steph Curry ahead of Isaiah Thomas. And I don't know who Isaiah Thomas pissed off. Whether it's Isaiah Thomas not making it to the Olympic team, on the Dream Team, or whether it's Isaiah Thomas being talked about as one of the top point guards in NBA history and then putting Steph Curry ahead of him. It's so much hate. And this is the proper time to use that term, hate. A lot of times I think people overuse that term. There's so much hate towards Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas ruined the New York Knicks. Isaiah Thomas did this to Michael Jordan. Isaiah Thomas is this, that. Isaiah Thomas is the devil himself. It's just disrespectful, man. Now, Steph is a fantastic player. Steph might go down as one of the top 1 or 2 point guards of all time. So it's kind of strange with Steph. Like, the way I feel about Steph Curry is the same way I feel about Allen Iverson. On the roster and on the depth chart, they have him listed as a point guard, but really he's a 2 guard. They're 2 guards and point guards' bodies. You know, they shoot. They take the bulk of the shots. They're the go-to guy. They're the shooting guards. But Steph Curry may end up being not just the best point guard of all time. He may end up being the best player of all time. I mean, seriously. I mean, we don't know. This guy's got another, 12 years in the NBA? The guy's won an NBA championship, the league MVP. I mean, I don't know. Low end, he could retire today and be talked about as one of the best shooters of all time. High end, the guy can win 7 or 8 rings. They got a young roster. He can win 7 or 8 rings. He can continue his trek in dominating shooting and, beat all of these 3-point shooting records. Surpass Ray Allen and Reggie Miller and all of their accomplishments. He could. But in effect, the guy has played at this level. We've looked at Steph Curry at this level, and we looked at him through these lenses for like 2 years. So the fact that anybody would put a list together and put Steph Curry ahead of Isaiah Thomas in anything is disrespectful. Then they got John Stockton at number 3, which John Stockton is not a better point guard than Isaiah Thomas. He might have the all-time assist records, but hell to the no. Once again, this is the test that I ask you. If you're on a playground and you're choosing point guards, try to put all your biases aside for Isaiah Thomas and, this, that, and the other. Just put it aside. Are you picking John Stockton or are you taking Isaiah Thomas? It ain't even close. It's not. Now, John Stockton is a great player, a fantastic player, and you're kind of like, you're being real critical and trying to differentiate these guys. But John Stockton and Isaiah Thomas, not even close in my book. Number 2, Oscar Robertson, didn't see him play, but everybody and all of the old cats always talk about him. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, saying that Oscar Robertson would in today's basketball still be dominant. And number 1, obviously, is Magic Johnson. So in my list, or if I had to change things around, I would go number 1, Magic, number 2, Oscar Robertson. I believe in what the old guys have to say about Oscar Robertson. I've seen John Stockton. I've seen Isaiah Thomas. I've seen Steph Curry. Number 3 would be Isaiah. If you want to put Stockton, that's fine. Before Curry, that's fine. But if I were picking these cats, I would take Curry. So that's my – and Chris Paul is fantastic as well. And I've said it from the very beginning. Chris Paul is like the modern-day version of Isaiah Thomas. Both real gritty, tough players. Chris Paul just doesn't have the hardware. He hadn't done it in postseason like Isaiah and those other cats, so I can't really put him on that level. Curry has the ring. Curry looks fantastic. But he's only done it like 1 or 2 years. He was good, very good for his first couple of years, but had the ankle injuries, off and on, in the starting lineup because of those injuries. No. It's just blasphemous to put Steph Curry ahead of Isaiah Thomas. Here's the list
And I'm going to talk about the top 5 they had for shooting guards. Number 5 all time, they had Clyde the Glide Drexler. Number 4, Dwayne Wade. Number 3, Jerry West. Once again, another cat that still, stands the test of time as far as old school basketball players and new school basketball players. Cats that have seen both eras. They still talk about Jerry West. I mean, if you are the guy that they use for the logo of the league, you must have had crazy game. So they got Jerry West at number 3. Number 2, and all you Kobe haters out there, you hate when I told you this. You hate when I've said this and made this proclamation. The best basketball player or two guards since Michael Jordan was Kobe Bryant. Another guy you might have a personal bias against, but get over it. They have number 2 is Kobe Bryant. I 100% agree with that. And coming in at number 3 is Michael Jordan. Hey, man. You talk about cats. I talked about how I was wrong about Eddie George when he came out of college. Not that I was so much wrong about Dwayne Wade, but I never saw this coming. And if you're telling me that Jerry West was better than Dwayne Wade, that says a lot. That says a lot because Dwayne Wade, when he was healthy, you talk about a guy that got to the basket, that you couldn't stop him, that shot a gazillion free throws because he was able and willing to take that contact going to the basket, a guy that's jump shots got much better over his career, a guy that was a leader, a guy that helped them win and propel the Miami Heat to 2 NBA championships. I would have never taken that bet. Or I would have bet you. Yeah, I would have bet you that Dwayne Wade would have never been this great, phenomenal player. A shell of himself right now. If you're in your formative years of watching basketball and you didn't see Dwayne Wade, prior, or, if you're young enough where you don't remember fully when the Heat won their second championship a couple of years ago, in the years before that where Dwayne Wade was at his peak, trust me, Dwayne Wade was a beast. So if you're telling me Jerry West is better than Dwayne Wade, that's saying a whole hell of a lot. All right, when we get back from the break, all I'm going to do is read chat and take your phone calls and continue to talk about these sports. All right? Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce. Oh, and we're going to talk to my guy, Rashad Mitchell. So I actually lied. We're going to do the chat and get into the chat in the next segment when at the 11:30 mark of today's show, Eastern time. All right? So when we get back from the break, we're going to talk to more lists. We got more list conversation. We'll talk to Rashad Mitchell. He's got a new book out, man. The top 50 underrated running backs of all times. Intriguing guy. Stay tuned. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's Stu for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
What about Jerry curls? Y'all still rock Jerry curls down there?
Oh, no, Jesus, no.
Okay.
Big Al, we appreciate your time, man. Give the barbershop a plug before we let you go.
But you know what? I'm going to get a Heads Up Barbershop, one of the best barbershops down in Miami. Come on down to Miami. And to all y'all Heat fans, did you feel the heat of a week ago? It's Miami Heat. We can't be beat.
Hey, Big Al, hold the line, Big Al. We're going to give you a bottle of Crown Royal, man, for being such a good patron when it comes to this phone call.
Yes, sir.
Ninja we'll sing for some Crown Royal.
That's Big Al from Heads Up Barbershop.
See, that was good.
And the Doghouse at the 2 Live Studio.
Now, that was a good one.
Big Al he broke into a medley.
Right.
He started singing.
He was kind of quiet early, but then he got loose. Started singing.
It's Miami.
Can we get the words, the transcript to that tune there? The Miami Heat have a fight song?
Hey, man, let's go from Big Al in South Beach to...
All right, that's where it all originated from. Big Al from Big Al's Barbershop down in Miami inspired me to sing. And I took his singing from that level, from Miami Big Al Barbershop level, to the Doug Stewart Show level, man. With all my classic hits. Yes, sir. A little classic stew for you. Thank you for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Today's show is brought to you by ID Life. What is ID Life, man? ID Life is pre- and post products, workout products, snack bars, hydrate, appetite control. If you're looking to try to improve your health in 2016 with individualized products for your nutrition, check me out and go online and check out thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. You can take a free assessment, and it'll tell you the products, or it'll tell you what you need to kind of do to get in better shape, as well as some of the products that they can align you with to help you in your endeavor. So go online to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com, and let's do it in 2016. Let me read some of your text messages. We had some technical difficulties getting on my man Rashad Mitchell. We'll attempt to get him back on here in a second. But from Ducking and Dodging, he says, Isaiah said that almost 30 years ago. Most people don't even know about it. And comments that Isaiah Thomas made, that it seems like that's part of the reason that people in the media in general have it in for Isaiah Thomas's comments made about Larry Bird, basically saying that if Larry Bird were black, that he wouldn't be hyped up as much and he wouldn't get as much respect. So that was definitely something that he said that a lot of people, hold against him. And it's crazy because you're right, it was about 30 years ago. But, yeah, that still comes up in conversation. And I think that's kind of like the impetus on why a lot of people don't like Isaiah Thomas. From Looseneck Side, he says, I love Curry, but he would have got his ass beat every night. Cats would be like, he better keep his ass on the perimeter because if he comes in the lane, there's going to be trouble.
And that's exactly right. I saw those guys this morning, Mike and Mike. I always have that on for the most part. A lot of times, especially lately, Mike Greenberg's been saying a lot of just real cat-ass stuff. But anyway. But they were talking about, and I brought this up before as well, I mean, it's just a different game back, 25 years ago. Now, it's not his fault that he plays in an NBA where you can't hand check, or if you go in the lane, you're not going to get clothesline like the bad boys did, night in and night out. They had the Jordan rules. You just weren't going to just come in the lane and get an unattested, layup. That's just not going to happen. You might do it once. You may be able to do it twice, but the third time on, your ass is going to end up on your back. And Steph Curry is kind of, real. I mean, he's a small cat. He got a real small frame, man. Isaiah, even though Isaiah was a smaller cat too, Isaiah seems to be a little bit, or he looked a little bit, stronger. But Steph, man, he just looks frail. And I don't know how that would work in the NBA 25 years ago. From that Ninja Ty, Bird was a cold-blooded shooter that talked ish and backed it up offensively. But I truly believe that if he wasn't white, he would be a top player but not spoken as highly of. Huh. I don't know about that, man. Larry Bird was that dude. Like, I'm not the person that's going to come on here, and I've said this before. I'm not the guy that's going to come on and say Larry Bird wasn't all like that. Because that dude was. Many a Sunday I watched Larry Bird just stick a dagger to the Philadelphia 76ers or to the Lakers every once in a while as well. Larry Bird was that dude, cold-blooded assassin. That's the best word to use in that description. Larry Bird was a cold-blooded shooter, a cold-blooded assassin. Somebody posted on my social media yesterday, like this videotape of Red Auerbach, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, and Larry Bird. And it was like some type of instructional video, and I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. And they're breaking down a play, and they're just going through this one play, like a pick-and-roll type play. And like Bird had like 5 or 6 different moves that he would go to if his man guarding him did, Exhibit A. Or if they did Exhibit B, this is what he do, and this is what he do, and this is what he do. Just a basketball genius. And he could shoot the lights out, man. You remember Larry Bird won the 3-point shooting contest with his warm-up shirt on? I mean, just a great shooter, great player, man. Can't take it away from him. From Run CNC, if you hate on Kobe, I don't know what to tell you. That boy is going to be missed because he is the truth. Yeah. Y'all going to miss Kobe. Y'all going to learn today. When Kobe Bryant is gone, that's the end of an era. All right, think about it. You're at the end of the era where you saw Michael Jordan and you saw Kobe Bryant. So you're talking about what, 1983 for Jordan when he first came to the league, 83, 84? You're talking about 84 to 2015. Let me quickly do some math here. I'm not good at math. So 84, 94. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. 94, 2004, 2015. You're talking about a 30-year span. A 30-year span of just excellence. Probably 2 of the top 5 players of all times. And yeah, I put Kobe Bryant, based on his skill set, based on his accomplishments, I put Kobe in the top 5. And once again, I didn't see Oscar Robertson. I didn't see Cousy. I didn't see those cats like that. But I'm going to tell you what, they ain't going to check Kobe. They ain't going to check the Mamba. The Mamba going to get his. If you're talking about a one-on-one matchup, you're talking about skill and knowledge of the game, you're not going to outwork Kobe Bryant. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all going to miss the Mamba. And y'all going to miss hating on the Mamba. You are. Y'all going to miss rooting for him, and the haters going to hate hating on him. Because Kobe made the game fun, man. You're not going to realize what you had until it's gone. You watch. Jesse in his truck. If Bird was black, he'd still be above average, but yes, Isaiah had a point. White America's jock rode Bird because he was a decent in a black-dominated sport. They won. Once again, I can't go that far. I understand the premise of what Isaiah was saying, and I understand the premise of what you're saying, Jesse in his truck, as well as that ninja. But
I think that Larry Bird could hold his own with anybody. You know, was he probably, or if he were black, would he be talked about a little bit less? Probably, just because of it is. It is what it is, just because of the people that report on sports and who had reported on sports back during that era. I understand what you're saying, but I can't take away what I saw in my eyes. It's as simple as that. I cannot do that. From RC, I despise Larry Bird more than any other NBA player, but the man was great. With that said, he wasn't better than LeBron or Kobe. That's true. I'll say that now as well. Now, for a couple of years, I had a real issue saying that about Kobe Bryant, or not Kobe Bryant, about LeBron James. Yeah, I'm ready to say, once again, this is the Doug Stewart Show test. The Doug Stewart Show test. You know, if you got, I don't care about their stats. You know, I don't care about what they did history-wise or whatever. If I'm on a playground and we're picking, you know, guys for our football team, and it's going to make some people mad. I say it all the time. If I'm picking a team in football and I got Jerry Rice and I got Randy Moss, I'm taking Randy Moss. That's it. I don't care. Throw all of the stats out of the window. That's who I'm taking. Same thing with Larry Bird and LeBron James at this point, okay? If I'm picking, you know, a guy off the bench, is it going to be LeBron or is it going to be Larry Bird? It's going to be LeBron. I'm sorry. You just can't coach. You can't take away 6'8", 260 pounds, and probably the best athlete in the sport. You can't take that away. And he's a worker. And he does whatever he needs to do to try to win championships. You know, he falls short a lot of times, and I know this is crazy for a lot of people that heard me bash LeBron James for many, many years, but it is what it is. I've forgiven him. Not that he even cared. But you can't deny the total package that LeBron James brings to the table. You can't deny the fact that he's won rings. You can't deny, once again, 6'8", 260 pounds. Handle the ball like a point guard, can play every position on the floor. You can't deny the fact that his three-point shot has gotten remarkably better over his career. You can't take away the fact that he's a leader. And you can add into it all of his accomplishments. Larry Bird, LeBron James. As much as I like Larry Bird, and I think he's one of the greatest players ever, I would take LeBron James. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. When we get back from the break, man, more of your chat. More sports talk with hot sauce. Yeah. Whenever you talk about greatest this and greatest that in a barbershop setting, kind of like the Doug Stewart Show or the Two Live Stews, on 640 WGST on Monday or Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. You get real passionate opinions, man. Steph Curry ahead of Isaiah Thomas? Just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. The man won rings. The man won at every level. The man won a championship in college. I mean, what? 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 Stop the Isaiah Thomas hate. We need to start some type of campaign. Stop the Isaiah hate. Hashtag stop the Isaiah hate. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. One of the coldest beats ever. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday. Yeah. Yeah, I see y'all in the chat room now. I see y'all in the chat room. You talk a little bit of best point guard and best shooting guard of all time in the NBA, and you wake up. This segment is brought to you by my good friends from Strickland Security. That's right. Strickland Security has over 55 years combined experience in the business. Right here in Metro Atlanta, they can get you a basic alarm system starting at just $15 per month. They can fix your alarm system, or they can give you an alarm system with all the bells and whistles. And we're talking about cameras and all of that stuff. They also have a homeowners association type program where they implement a neighborhood watch type system in your neighborhood. So great stuff with my folks at Strickland Security. All you got to do to get more information about them is go to StricklandSecurity.com. That's StricklandSecurity.com. Make sure and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. They've also got the Celebrity Night Out service. So it wasn't just for the holidays. They have a Celebrity Night Out service where they'll actually come and pick you up and be, for lack of a better term, like your Secret Service protection. Okay? Like you're the president and the first lady or whatever. So they'll take you out on the town. And you're talking about Metro Atlanta in a dark-colored SUV, 2 suited and booted security guys. One of them will be strapped as well. So a full security detail. Yeah, so for more information on that as well, go to StricklandSecurity.com. That's StricklandSecurity.com. All right? 404-382-0338. I want to read more of this chat, man, from Cornelia Small. Went to the break reading all this chat, man. People giving their thoughts on Kobe and Larry Bird and the hate for Isaiah Thomas. Cornelia Small says, ain't nobody going to miss Kobe. Cocky, arrogant, hating, snitching ass. Why y'all always got to bring back the snitching stuff, man? I get it, though. I get it. Let me stop. Let me say this right now about the whole snitching thing on Shaq. I get it. I 100% get it. Because I'm a cat that, am anti-snitching as well. I am. But I just want you to factor into the conversation that the guy was young as hell. I'm not going to even go on and try to explain it because I'll be making excuses for him. I am. So the guy was young as hell. He was scared.
he thought that he could, throw out his celebrity to the police and get off on this thing. He threw out Shaq's name. He's Kobe Bryant. So if you get stopped by the police and you Kobe Bryant and you trying to beat some type of assault case, wouldn't you say, hey, Shaq does it and it's okay and I'm Kobe Bryant and I can get you some tickets to the game? Wouldn't you do that? He shouldn't have done it. I'm not bumming for him in that aspect. He shouldn't have done it, and it was cat as hell. Okay, it was. Cat is bad for people that don't know. But golly, if that's your best that you can bring out is that he was arrogant, what superstar ain't arrogant? Hell, I'm arrogant. A lot of people would call me arrogant. I don't call it arrogant. I call it being confident. I mean, what person do you know at the top of their field doesn't have a swagger, a confidence about themselves? So get rid of that whole cocky stuff. Hating. Who is he hating on? Kobe Bryant don't have to hate on nobody. He's one of the second best two guard in the history of the game. Who does he have to hate on? He was a thorn in my side. Oh, so that's what it is, Cornelius. Whoever your team is, I can remember who your team is. Whoever your team is, Kobe killed him for 20 years. Probably not 20, like 17 years where he was healthy. And so you mad. And he has been gone for the last few seasons. Yeah, you just mentioned it. He hadn't really been the same player for the last few seasons. Hey, man, whatever, man. What I'll say to you, Cornelius, is just grow up and recognize greatness, sir. Recognize greatness. Andre Elam says, I'm picking Larry over LeBron. I don't think so, bruh. I don't think so. I think if they were to do a poll, I think there would be people. You're not the only one. I think there would be people, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I think there would be people that would pick Larry Bird over LeBron James. But if you did like a poll of 100 people, or let's just say 1,000 basketball fans, people that know the sport, that watch the sport, has watched the sport, I think you'd probably get 75%, 70%, 7 out of 10 that say they'd probably take LeBron over Larry Bird. And I think that number should probably be a little bit higher. But I know the love and admiration that a lot of people have for Larry Bird and his legend. I get that. So I'm not mad at you, but I think that the numbers would overwhelmingly be for LeBron. From D. Finley, he says, Kobe going to be missed by the Lakers fans. I will say I don't see another 15 to 18-year player that dominates in the NBA, maybe LeBron. Yeah, I mean, outside of LeBron, that's dominating when you're talking about an all-time level, there ain't a lot of cats out there. Even if you talk about Steph, like I just talked about it earlier, it would not shock me, and I'm not hoping this. I'm not hoping injury on anybody. It would not shock me if Steph's career is derailed or the heights of his career aren't reached because of wear and tear on his body. You understand what I'm saying? He's already had a little issue with injuries. He's starting to have or has had a couple of issues with injury this year. But the first couple of years of his career, and once again, dude is tiny. Like, he got no definition at all, like no muscle mass or nothing. It's just bones and skin. Now, he's a fantastic player, but, yeah, I don't see anybody in the league, and I'm trying to think of the dominant players in the NBA right now. Even Anthony Davis, man, has kind of like come back down to earth a little bit this year based on what we thought he was going to do this season. He's struggling a little bit down there in New Orleans. I'm trying to think. Nah. I mean, James Harden just doesn't have that superstar quality. Or he does have the superstar quality. I need to rephrase that. He doesn't have that all-time quality where at the end of his career, I project him to be like a top 5 player of all time. And that not just with his game. His game is phenomenal, but I'm talking about accomplishments and legacy to the game. Like when you were watching LeBron or when you were watching Kobe or you were watching Michael Jordan, you knew that they were going to be an all-timer. They were going to be somebody talked about in the top 5, 10 players of all times. I don't see that from James Harden. He's a fantastic player, kind of like a Alex English type player, a guy that can fill up the stat sheet. But he's not going to be a guy that we talk about as a generational type player, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Very good point, man. Y'all be mad at Kobe all you want, telling on Shaq this, that, and the other, but you watch one of the best players that the NBA has ever seen, and sometimes I think you just got to stop and smell the roses. Shut up. You know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth, man. You know I'm telling the truth. From Andre Elam, I'm a LeBron fan, but I like Larry Legend. I hear you. That's not the question who you like the best. Yeah. The question is who would you take or who's the better player, all-around player? That Doc 12, James Harden is on the wrong team to get recognized. That's another part of the problem. Is he's playing with cats like Dwight Howard, who got zero heart, plus, this kind of comes into play as well as far as a person's greatness and a player's greatness. As great as Karl Malone was throughout his career, Karl Malone didn't win a ring because he came around during the wrong era. He played in the era of Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant was like right in the middle of Jordan's era and now the Golden State era, which possibly is going to end up being the Golden State Warriors era, or maybe even the LeBron James era. So Kobe was right in the middle of that. So a lot of times it's timing. Kobe, in effect, winning 5 rings in between Jordan and, where he's getting old and the end of his career, came at the perfect time to win 5 rings. James Harden, Anthony Davis, ain't no rings to be got out there with Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors playing the way that they're playing. Or LeBron James for another 5 or 6 years. Ain't no rings out there to be had. They ain't. So that's a part of it as well. Yeah. Loose neck laces outside. Curry got all light-skinned ninjas talking ish again. Yeah. And that's the worst part of this whole thing. Him and Klay Thompson, just a whole bunch of light-skinnedness on that team. And they winning? That's not good for the dark-skinned brothers. So I can't wait until his era come to an end. As fun as it is to watch, I'd rather chicks give me a second look in the club than start looking at you Stoney Jackson Mickey Fickies. Or if I weren't married, you know what I mean. I'm talking for the brothers out there that aren't married. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by that. All right, when we get back from the break, man, more your chat, man. More your chat. This is some good stuff today. Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. The People Show. The Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975 and work it out.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
It's part of getting old that you can't maintain. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about in general. You can't maintain like you used to when you were younger. Clearly it is. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your boy. So I didn't even mention it yesterday. But, and I should have. Shouts out to the sisters of Delta Sigma Theta. The devastating Deltas, man, celebrated their Founders Day yesterday. Shouts out to Deltas all over the country, in particular to the Sorors at South Carolina State University, Alpha Xi chapter. Happy Founders Day to y'all. If you're listening to the show, you're a Delta. Your mama a Delta, something like that. But I tried to go out last night, and I did. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. The whole time I was at the spot last night celebrating with the Deltas, you know, throwing back some drinks and whatnot, man. The whole time it was kind of like I had won a championship because I was celebrating because I knew at the stroke of 11 that I was going to become part of a billionaire team. Me and the Stewies. So no lie. And I did a Periscope last night as well. No lie, if you saw the Periscope, or if you didn't see it, man, I was in there and it was like a festive mood. It was like New Year's Eve. It was like Christmas Eve. And I actually posted that even in the chat room, man. It feels like Christmas Eve. Like I was so excited for 11 o'clock to roll around because I knew that I was about to be a billionaire. And at the stroke of 11, I kept my eye on the chat room because I didn't have time to go and look at the numbers. But I was just waiting for somebody to post in the chat room, in the Doug Stewart Show chat room. We won. I was waiting. Nobody never posted. 5 minutes went by. 10 minutes went by. And I kept looking at the chat room, and then finally I saw Texas Tide posted something in there. Yeah, well, we got 2 numbers right and a couple of the numbers. And that didn't mean that we won the $1 billion. So it was a very disappointing night. It was very positive. I was having a good time. Once again, drinking my little vodka and cran and, chasing it with a little bit of beer. I got real slizzard last night for the most part. Lost my damn voice. And the reason why I was so out, once again, the reason why I was so out because I just knew, I felt it in my soul. I guess that was heartburn, though, after the fact. But I really felt like we were going to win that money, man. It's just disappointing. It's just so disappointing. Some cat in California. 3 people had the winning numbers? California, one in Florida, and there was another person that won in another state.
Like 3 people won the money. They're going to split $1.4 billion, man. I really needed that, man. I can't even start to tell you how much I need that money, man. I can't even start to tell you. But at least we got our health. Praise God. There's always a positive way to look at things, man. There's always a positive way. At least we got our health. I tell my daughter that all the time. She's really grumpy about going to run track and doing something. I was like, man, you know what? There's kids in Africa wish they had legs to run. You got legs, you can run. You don't want to run? I'm tired. So what? Hey, get out there and run. Yeah, one person from Tennessee, California, and Florida won the $1.4 billion. And Stewies, I'm going to tell you what, man. I think that was a good thing. So we'll probably do it again. And I actually, if you didn't partake in the Doug Stewart Show lotto pool, Powerball pool thingy, we had 63 people send in their $4, and we bought 130 tickets. I added 2 more names, mine and one other person's, that paid their money. But we did it all through PayPal. And so we had $260, and the tickets were $2. They jacked the price up of the damn tickets over the last couple of weeks. And so we were able to buy 130 tickets. And I'm going to take the tickets back today and see what kind of money we won by a couple of, matching a couple of the numbers or getting a couple of the numbers. I think we hit the Powerball a couple of the numbers as well. And see what types of money we make from that. I'm going to guess we probably going to get like $10 back. I had to put in, I didn't realize it. I should have thought about it. Next time we doing $5. Next time we're going to do $5. Okay, we're going to do $5. You send $5 through PayPal, and we'll buy 4 tickets per $5. That way it'll offset the little tax that I got stuck with in the whole thing. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's okay. But, yeah, we'll do it again, man. And I don't know, do y'all want to wait till it gets, in the $600, $700, $800 million mark? Or do y'all want to try to make it like a weekly thing, It could be fun. Not a bad investment. $4 to win $1 billion, it wasn't that bad, and we didn't win. So, life goes on. But, yeah, next time, we can do it again. We don't even have to wait until it gets to be $1 billion. We can make it a weekly thing if y'all want. Give me some feedback on that in the chat room or on the Doug Stewart Show Facebook page, all right? 404-382-0338. You still got a couple minutes to get your call in if you like. From Andre Elon, my wife, for Delta from Fort Valley State, 89. Okay. Did I see? No, I saw some Albany State Deltas in there last night. From Looseneck side, I'm sure there was some Albany State or Fort Valley State Deltas in there last night. It was a ton of them, and I should have took some pictures. Whenever I do Periscope, the video actually is downloaded on my phone, but the quality goes down tremendously than when I'm doing the live Periscope. So I'm not going to even post the video that I had in the Facebook group. But yeah, I mean, a packed house. We were at the pizza bar off of Camp Creek. Shouts out to Tia Michelle, Pleasure at University of Tennessee. She organized the whole thing. But so we were at the pizza bar off of Camp Creek, which is a cool little spot. They had a band out there. The band was fire. Yeah, I actually got the card of the band, man. We're going to do some business with them down the road, but the band was fire. Everybody having a good time, man, celebrating the Deltas. I think it was their 103rd birthday, man. Had a good time, and I partied literally like I was about to win the lottery. And that's why my voice is kind of forsaking me today. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. From KC, if we won $10, then I'm going to need my share of 23 cents. That's not going to happen, sir. I already told you, man. I had a, you do the math. I bought 130 tickets. So there was a 42-cent tax that PayPal taxed me.
So, in effect, I had to pay 42 cents on each ticket that we bought. You do the math. Out of my pocket. Out of the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network's pocket. So, what those are called, the $10, if we win $10, and I'll tell you exactly how much we won tomorrow, because I'm going to go get the tickets ran through the machines or whatever. So, I'll tell you how much we won tomorrow. If we win a substantial amount of, like, I don't know, $1,000, then yeah, I don't have a problem breaking it off with y'all. You know, we divvying that up or whatever. But if we come away after I run these tickets today and we make $14, that's an administrative fee. Yes, sir. That's what that is. Yeah, so we actually I had pictures posted had pictures posted in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group. So you could see, everything was on the up and up. And, I mean, man, I was so excited. I was just so excited. And it's kind of like Christmas morning when you didn't get that G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip that you wanted. You got the G.I. Jack, the bootleg version from Target or from Family Dollar back in the day. You know what I'm talking about. You know how it was, and your mom and them, they didn't understand name brands or whatnot. I try to be very conscious of that type of stuff. But you know how it was when you was an 8-year-old kid and you wanted the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, from Mattel, and then you open up the package and it's a company named Pfizer or Ficker, and it doesn't say G.I. It looked just like G.I. Joe. The little action figure looked just like G.I. Joe, but it's G.I. Jack. And instead of his eyes being blue, his eyes are brown. And instead of wearing combat boots, he's wearing like some brogans. You know what brogans are. That's how I felt last night. I felt like it was Christmas Eve, and then I woke up and I got a freaking G.I. Jack. Nothing. Snake eyes. Back to the Doug Stewart Show today. Freaking G.I. Jack last night. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, boy, we still got each other. We still got our health, and we got each other, Stewies. Thank you so much for joining the show, man. Shouts out to all of the Stewies, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Shouts out to my man, Waterhead Walter, Dwayne Vassan, Gerald Oliveri, engineers to the Doug Stewart Show. My man, Pink Gator, and Beans and Cornbread for this hot ass track. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Don't forget, you don't have to go anywhere, okay? You don't have to go anywhere. Just stick around. Coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, The Grizz. Sports talk with a West Coast feel. All right? So stick around. This is your network, the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. We'll do it again tomorrow. Peace.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the Grizz. And, of course, I'm your host, Rashad Grismore. I have a fun show in store for you today. Wow. Out here in California, somebody won the $1.5 billion lottery. Wow. I wish that was me. But I'm going to talk about that a little later on in the show. There's a new coach in, the Browns in Cleveland. Lawrence Phillips. Wow. Dead. Ed Reed joins who? And I have a ton of other sports topics for you today. But what I want you to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy me. And let's get it. Thank you, everyone out there, for tuning in to me, the Grizz, however it is that you are tuning in. Was that yesterday? Somebody won in Chino Hills, California, $1.5 billion. I wish that was me. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. Did I play the lottery? Did I go out there and buy the $2 ticket? The answer is no, I didn't do it. Now, my girlfriend, yeah. She went out there and she probably spent about maybe $20 in tickets. My little brother, he spent about $30 in tickets. And then my mom's friend, her and her boyfriend, they spent about $50 in tickets for the lottery. I just don't get it. I knew that my girl wasn't going to win it. And I knew that my brother and everybody else, I knew that they wasn't going to win it. Come on, seriously. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people go out there and spend their money. You have to think everybody and their mama is trying to win the lottery. I just don't get it. Here's my thing about this lottery. This is my thing about the United States government. Now, tell me, am I wrong? Now, when I watched the Olympics a few years ago, it said estimated population in the United States. I saw 310 million people, maybe 320 million people. You trying to tell me that the United States government can't give everybody, those 320-something million people, $1 million apiece? It's 320 million people in the United States. When I saw the Olympics, you trying to tell me out of that $1.5 million, you trying to tell me they can't give everyone $1 million? The economy booms. Everybody is buying stuff. I just don't get it. Seriously, I just don't get it. Somebody out here in California, they won $1.5 billion. And this is the thing to get me. You have stupid people. Yes, I'm going to call them stupid. They're out there at the 7-Eleven outside partying, and somebody else won the money. I just don't get it. Seriously, I just don't get it. I'm jealous of the individual. Yes, I do wish it was me. What would I do with $1.5 billion? Oh, man, I don't know. I love Jack in the Box. I'll probably buy me a Jack in the Box in my home. I'll probably buy myself a radio station, sports radio station. What else? Man, it's a lot of stuff that I do with $1.5 billion. But, tell me what you'll do with $1.5 billion. But we're going to go on and get off into this here sports. Browns make it official. Hugh Jackson is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals. He was the offensive coordinator. I like the hire. I really do. Here's my thing about, and the only reason why I like this hire simply is because Hugh Jackson is a brother. He's an African American. So I always love to see my African American brothers get an opportunity to get a chance to prove themselves. He didn't fare so well in Oakland. He went 8-8 after 1 year, and it just lets me know that the NFL is going in the right direction, getting this guy back into the head coaching position. Now, what I do want to see from Hugh Jackson, I want to see him be innovative. I want to see him go out there, and I want to see him win. Now, I was watching, was that First Take, and it was probably a week ago. Herm Edwards was on there, and he was talking about, the things that was going on with the Rooney Rule and how certain organizations manipulated. And it was kind of appalling to hear some of the things that he had to say. Here's my thing about the, black coaches and the Rooney Rule, and as far as, black coaches getting an opportunity to prove themselves. It's people like Hugh Jackson that have to set the trend. It's Hugh Jackson that have to lay the groundwork. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, people like Lovie Smith and Tony Dungy, yes, they did it. They won a Super Bowl. These two guys was in a Super Bowl together. Tony Dungy, he wound up winning the Super Bowl. And don't get me wrong, I know it's not right that we as African Americans, we have to prove ourselves over and over, but that's just the society that we live in. So you have to deal with the cards that you was dealt. So Hugh Jackson is going to have to go out there, and he's going to have to put a winning product out on the football field.